Here I am. And of course, with you, here we are. Welcome to our very, very first session of the practical bookkeeping, accountancy, and auditing classes. So the very first thing, of course, I'm your presenter, Dr. Joshua Aura. You guys must have known me. I'm a member of ISPAC. I'm a member of ACCA. So the most important thing that you're supposed to know, first of all, is the difference between bookkeeping and accountancy. So of course, accountancy is the mother of all. But basically, a bookkeeper will be that person who keeps a ledger of the daily transactions. So every time when we have any financial transaction, the bookkeeper will be able to prepare like a sales day book, a purchases day book, which shall be able to show you how it is done manually. And then, of course, most importantly, how we do it in systems. Now, after the bookkeeper is over and perhaps his work will end at the trial balance, then we have in this case here what we call financial reporting. So a financial reporter now will be able to pull the final financial statements. So the final financial statements are which ones? We have the income statement. We have in this case here the statement of financial position. We have the cash flow statement. By the end of this training, all of us will be very good in terms of coming up with an income statement, a statement of financial position. We have a cash flow statement, a statement of changes in equity. And then, of course, all of us should be able to know how do we generate, in this case here, notes to the accounts. So by the time we finish, ladies and gentlemen, this training, all of us should be very good in coming up with what we call an integrated report. And this is going to be a very, very practical course. And if there are statements that I would want us to be looking at, integrated statement that I would want us to be looking at, it is the EABL. So I would want at this juncture, take your 2 minutes and look for EABL's integrated reports. Let's look for this, all of us. EABL's integrated report. Just type there EABL, integrated report. Look for it. Because this is going to be a very practical case. We must be having, in this case here, practical financial statements. We must be having practical systems. Otherwise, if we give you theories, then we shall not be able to help you, ladies and gentlemen. So, of course, when you go there, you'll be able to see there, they want your ID. Basically, they want your date of birth only. So, I don't want to mention my date of birth loudly, because I have Gen Zs here who can easily laugh at me, saying that this Mwalimu is very, very old. But you see, that's why I'm here teaching you today. That is why we are here teaching today. So we are trying to download financial statements of EABL because we must have, so enter. Great. That's very good. Great. So download here. I hope, I should have shared my screen. I should have shared my screen for you to see exactly what I'm doing, because I want you to do exactly what Mwalimu is doing. So I hope everybody, I'm downloading the 2023 integrated annual reports and financial statements. So download here. So I'll be able to download. So I'm seeing great things here. All right. So now you can see the EABL. So I would want us to use two model companies, EABL and Safaricom. EABL and Safaricom. So, ladies and gentlemen, when we talk of an integrated report, what is an integrated report? From the word integral, from what you guys were doing in high school integrating. To integrate is to put together. So you talk of integrated reports, basically here, They are integrating and putting together what we call the 3 Ps. 3 Ps, we shall be able to report our profits, first P, our planet, second P, and then our people, third P. So when we talk about people, we have various stakeholders in the company. So when we talk about people, we shall be able to have a section where management is talking, what we call the management discussions and what year analysis. We shall be able to talk about other stakeholders, for example, employees, what percentage of our revenue are we giving them? All right. What percentage of our revenue are we giving them? All right. So you can see integrated report and financial statements happening here. You can see great things. 100 years old, 100 years old. I'm not marketing them. I don't take even their products. But I just want to use this as my model because I would want my students, by the time they're finishing this 3 months course, then they should be able to prepare something like this. Look at what these guys are saying. Our reporting scope and boundary. The integrated report for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2023 provides a comprehensive overview of EABL business model. It encompasses information regarding our company's strategy, governance, material risks, approach to operating responsibly, and financial and non-financial performance. Yes. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, that at the end of the day, whenever we talk about an integrated report, you are integrating the financial and non-financial what Hello, I'm sorry I got disconnected. I've been talking to myself for the last 5 minutes without knowing. We shall overcome. Sorry for that. Are we together? Are we together now? Are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear Mwalimu now? Are you able to hear Mwalimu now? I'm really sorry. I don't know at what time I was disconnected. I've been talking to myself, imagine, all that time, until somebody calls me and he tells me, Mwalimu, we can't hear you. And I checked. I was offline. All right. Let me record. Let me start recording again. So now I hope you guys are able to see me. Thank you so much for the student who called me. Thank you so much for the student who called me. I hope now you are able to see me. You are able to hear me very well. Are you able to see Mwalimu? Are you able to hear Mwalimu? Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Karanja, sorry for that. Now here we are. Now we should be able to continue. Thank you so much. And sorry for the disruption. Now it's good. Thank you so much. Now I need to start recording here. Pause. It's already recording. Thank you so much. So you can now continue. Great. Great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I was explaining something very important, and this is what made me lose you, because I was not able to see now my screen, my Zoom screen. So you can see, I'm talking about, like, by the end of these 3 months, what will you guys be able to do? At the end of my 3 months of training you, my hope is that you should be able to prepare an integrated report. So I'll be able to show you what an integrated report means. Very, very important. Like, I mean, so many things, great things here. Great things here. But now the question is, where do we start? Before you start preparing your integrated report, before you know, this is the final product. After you have been able to capture financial information in systems, then at the end of the day, you should be able to prepare an integrated report. Quite a lot of things you guys will be capturing here. Right? You can now see, like, now here they're discussing about the stakeholders, the biggest stakeholder being who? Their farmer. So our business, it's very important in an integrated report. You must talk about your business, the business model. How do you make money? You must talk about your strategies. You must talk about your capitals, what we call the 6 capitals. Very important. Like now here they are saying who EABL is, where do they have, in this case here, branches, their flagship, in this case here, products. As an accountant, ladies and gentlemen, trust you me, with this AI and many things coming up, there is no way you'll tell me that your work will only be to work with numbers. No, we must think broadly. We must think broadly. And as such, now this will be our plan. So our plan for you is like this. So immediately we shall be doing, of course, bookkeeping and auditing. Fortunately, we can see that all of you have paid for bookkeeping and audit at the same time. So shall be running the systems concurrently. And this is how we are going to be doing this. When it comes to bookkeeping and financial accounting, we as students must know how to do proper bookkeeping using Tally. I type down here, so we must be good at using the Tally software. Now, what are the advantages of Tally? Tally, of course, is huge in terms of inventory management. I doubt, I've used these softwares, but I doubt whether there is any system in the world which will match Tally in terms of their inventory module and in terms of their manufacturing module. Whenever it comes to costing, those things like material cost, labor cost, overheads, I mean, in terms of tracking those expenses, Tally is perfect. So you must be very good with the Tally. This software, we shall be able to give it to you for free. And that's why we are charging 16,000 for this course. 16,000 for this course because we are giving you softwares for free. That's number one. So in terms of bookkeeping, ladies and gentlemen, we must also be good in online QuickBooks. And online QuickBooks, we shall be using the Intuit Bookkeep QuickBooks. Talk of QuickBooks like this. Intuit QuickBooks. So Intuit QuickBooks is equally good, very versatile. This is as good as a human being. You will see under Intuit QuickBooks, for example, when you register, there is a place where they tell you to connect the QuickBooks with your bank. Once you connect to your bank and you are a faithful kind of a businessman who is able to detail all the expenses right, then QuickBooks Intuit, Intuit means that this thing is reasoning. All right, it's intelligent. So at the end of the year, not even the year, on a weekly basis, like at RCM, we use Intuit QuickBooks. All right. So at the end of like every week, they'll be able to even tell you that this expense is the one that is eating most of your money. All right. So they have vote heads. And fortunately here, we are going to be using live data. So instruction number 1, Intuit QuickBooks, all of us must download it. It's a free of charge software for 1 month. So you'll have to download it starting tonight. And then ensure that there is a place they'll tell you to put your credit card. When you see a place to put your credit card, please mention there, ignore for now. It allows you to put in data. And once you get there, ladies and gentlemen, don't fear anything. All right. Start in this case here experimenting with those systems. Once you're inside, you're always in this case here putting whatever there, checking on their graphs. They are very good in terms of graphs, checking on what happens there. Because at the end of the day, we must be very versatile in terms of how we use this practical software. So in this case, I would want to know whether you guys are together with me. You know, last time I was really locked out and I never knew. And I kept on talking to myself. Are we together? Are we communicating, ladies and gentlemen? Great. So then have you taken your notes that you need that Intuit software, QuickBooks software? Please write it down that you need to download it today. You need to download it today, not tomorrow. Today. All right. And then lastly, most of these accountants, whenever I look at your CVs, you can imagine an accountant who doesn't mention proper knowledge of the ERP system. If you don't have proper knowledge of ERP system, then you're not going anywhere. So then we'll be the first people in this case here to teach you ERP systems, how to handle ERP systems. But number 1, for you to handle ERP systems, of which Tally is one of them, for you to handle ERP systems very well, you must understand this Tally. Number 2, you must understand the Intuit QuickBooks. And then number 3, the very best, ladies and gentlemen, Amuhaya, ERP system that I would want us to understand is what we call the Xero, like that one. So that even in your certificate, we shall be able to show you, or rather we shall be able to show everybody that you are proficient in using those 3 softwares for bookkeeping and what year? Financial reporting. I mean, you see if it's bookkeeping, like if it's QuickBooks, you'll be able to see like 2 or 3 lessons. You are very good in this case in terms of entering and in terms of extracting the trial balance. And once then you extract your trial balance, the same QuickBooks will be able to map out the accounts for you. So you'll be able to give us, for example, an income statement. You'll be able to give us, for example, a statement of a financial position. All right. And then like now when we go to Xero will be able to show you, ladies and gentlemen, for example, the modules, the ERP. ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. Yeah, so ERP, Xero is part of, is one of those ERP systems. Is one of those ERP systems. You know, ERP means that it's a software that can help you manage the entire enterprise. It's beyond just financial reporting. You know, like most of these ERPs will have like what we call the FICO module, finance and costing module, just one module. But you see now the other modules, for example, we have manufacturing. For example, we have the CRM, customer relationship what year management. For example, we have a manufacturing what year. Yeah. For example, we have in this case here, we have a manufacturing module. We have in this case here sales pipeline. For example, some others will call this sales pipeline module instead of the CRM, sales pipeline module. So you see, like, for example, when you become a CFO, you need little knowledge of each of these modules here. You don't have to know everything. What we shall concentrate in mostly is the FICO, finance and costing module. But you see, also we shall be mentioning about the other modules because your mentor here is looking at you beyond financial reporting. I want my students in the next 5 years or so, they should be CFOs and CEOs if possible. So you need, for example, to know how a sales pipeline works. When, for example, you get a customer, a good salesman will be able to tell you that, you know what, this one closing, we are at 25%. And a few things happening, you see them raising that figure to 75%. And then, of course, after that, you will see them saying that next week, we are going for a closure meeting with this customer. And then, of course, the customer now will be released, in this case here, to what year? To a different department, because now we have signed up what year? A contract. So at least you need to be good. Ladies and gentlemen, an accountant today is not an accountant like during our times, that you ask just number. No. An accountant today will be good in terms of those number crunching and also the qualitative factors that will ensure that you become a very good a very good manager. And of course, I'm aware that this is a free of charge session that we have called everyone to attend. Would want to, Intuit QuickBooks, yes. Intuit QuickBooks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, very good. I'm getting very good questions there. But before I go there, all the new students who would want to join this, who would want to join these particular sessions, they need to call us. Our number is 0719 525,000. 0719 525 000. You need to call us, and then we shall be able to tell you what you need to do to join us. Remember, it's a 3-month course. Like now, there is a student who has just called me. I think that student is doing financial reporting. All right. This course ideally is supposed to be done by people who are at the advanced level. Perhaps in the advanced level, you are doing like only one paper. Then I think, Suleiman, I'm sorry, you may not be a very good candidate for this course. And actually, those students, for sure, we should even be able to refund you fees if you have paid. The students who should be able to join this are students who are work ready. I mean, after this, you should be able to go and do what here? You should be able to go and work, right? People have got time to study, time to study this practical, because now you guys doing BDA is good because you only have one paper. BDA is good. If you're at advanced level, you qualify. But if you are lower down there, because we don't want to teach you like the standards, no. We want somebody who has done financial reporting at the end. If you're doing advanced financial reporting, that's good. So the qualification here should be part 3 and above. All right. So then we have that Intuit QuickBooks. All of us should be able to download them, and don't put your credit card. Because if you put your credit card, after 1 month, they'll take your money, and we don't want you to start spending before you get something serious to do with it. All right. So we have finished that. Please ensure that, currently we have 30 students. 30 students is a small number. Given the kind of people that I'm bringing around, to train you, people who have got Big 4 audit experiences, I need a minimum of 60, 70. Yeah, people are doing advanced level, and even people are doing what you are working up there. That will be very good. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we shall do. So we shall be able to download Intuit, and we shall be able to download 𝐨𝐼R𝐼. 𝐨𝐼R𝐼 is very, very popular ERP system. Very, very popular. I'm so sure there must be somebody who has already downloaded. So then we shall be able to use the 3 softwares to do our bookkeeping. Somebody is asking whether it's a must they should have done those softwares before. No. We are going to start from scratch. Even if you've done QuickBooks, please will tell you to assume you know nothing. That knowledge, after all, you did desktop bookkeeping. Now we are doing online bookkeeping, which has got more capabilities. So that knowledge, when you tell you to create a company, all of us must create a company. When you tell you to set up your payables, your receivables, all of us should be able to create them. When you receive money, you receive in the system. The system is able to update like that. And then at the end of the year, we should be able to get a trial balance and do our financial reports. And after we do that, then we shall be able to call in an auditor. Yeah, If you're working, and of course you are a member of ISPAC, you are very, very good suited. Yeah, you're very good suited to join this, to enhance your financial reporting skills, yes. If you're a member of ISPAC and would want to get practical knowledge, you are well suited here. Rhoda, done with CPA by April 24th, working but no real accounting experience, that can sell me. Then Rhoda, this class is for you. And remember, you guys have got, okay, one thing you guys will have to avoid, we will be able to have a Q&A session at the end or in between. You can ask like things that Mwalimu is talking about, because you know I'm a man, and the men, we don't, in this case here, multitask very well. Yeah, like now when I start answering these questions, international disaster. But of course now, Rhoda, I'm answering your question here. To be a great accountant, you need this course. Now, why do you need this course? Remember, after 3 months, when you become very good, we shall be able to give you an internship certificate of recommendation from Aura and the company, which is a registered, a licensed audit, tax, and advisory firm with ISPAC. Yeah, it shall be an internship certificate that I'm so sure it can really take you to places. And then, of course, there is a certificate of completion from RCM College, which is fully accredited by CASLEM. All right. But most important, ladies and gentlemen, you know, most accountants will complain that there are no jobs. Trust you me, very few people have the requisite skills. Once you have the requisite skills, then you'll be able to go where? You'll be able to go places. You'll be able to go to places. You'll be able to tell me. Even some of us, before we got to know these things, we were out here struggling. But after I came to appreciate these systems very well, right now I'm able to change jobs the way I want. So as much as I agree that there are no jobs, but again, ladies and gentlemen, the students themselves, I mean, they're not doing what here, they are not doing enough. So there we are. So you need to get these proper skills, and then we continue. So then what shall we be able to do? On top of this accounting software, we also understand how data analytics is important. We understand how data analytics is important. So Mwalimu now will be able to teach you things off the cuff. All right. For example, how do we use the Power BI? Power BI is big in visualizations, because I would want you to be very different when you go outside there. So for example, you have information for 3 years income statements. How do you present this in a graph using Power BI? How do you capture this using the DAX formulas? That I'll be able to show you. All right. Then the other thing, ladies and gentlemen, as we do these things and you guys acquire skills, ensure that you are taking pride in whatever skills you get. I would want you guys to open LinkedIn accounts. Whenever you get, in this case, you have very good information, please be blogging that information on your LinkedIn. Remember, so many employers get to LinkedIn. And in this case, when they are doing scouting, they simply search. For example, they can search for accountants. If you are very active on LinkedIn, your name will appear up there. So once in this case, you are able to know how to use Power BI, and you have in this case, you known how to do the dashboards very well, then you should be able to draw good dashboards. You keep on just populating your LinkedIn like that. Within no time, people will be able to, appreciate what you are doing. Are we going to be using Excel? No. We shall be using the software. But I'll be able to give you our access to our Excel course for free in the LMS. So in the LMS, I'll be able to give you access to our advanced Excel course for free. So expect when you get there, then you should be able to learn like some ifs. You should be able to learn like VLOOKUP. This is an intense course. And that is why I would want people who really have the time to go through it. So we shall be recording all our sessions, ladies and gentlemen, and then we expect you to always be revisiting. Maya is not in Nairobi. Yeah, we have gotten so many of these inquiries. You know, what we wanted is a situation where you do 2 months of this course online, but the last month you come to our offices. The last month, we really wanted people to come to our offices. But now we have realized that most of you don't want to come to our offices. But now what we have also seen is that, you know, what was really making us to call you to our offices is because we wanted to give you practical audit experience. practical audit experience where we would introduce you to data from our clients. And we don't want to put our clients' data online. But because we are seeing like 99.999% of our students don't want to come to our offices in Nairobi, what we have done, we have commissioned a guy called Clinton. Now what he's doing from our clients' data is basically trying to remove, to change and to develop in this case here data that will not be able to tell that this data belongs to this person. And then now we should be able to open this particular course to everybody. You don't now have to come to our classes here. You don't have to come to our offices here. You don't have to come to our offices. So then that 30% you guys come into our offices now is well executed at home. Shall be well executed from your homes. But I would want students who are hands-on. Students who are hands-on. Students who are hands-on. Like the current students that I have for advanced Excel, those are students. Yeah. From May to date, at least you are seeing new things, right? You are seeing new things, which is very, very good. So I would want students like the students that I have for advanced Excel. I mean, I've been able to lift these guys from those simple formulas of like equals. I mean, right now we are doing serious things. And I would expect you guys now to do much better because this is practical. By the time I'm giving you my certificate of recommendation, then you shall be up there. All right. So this being our very, very first session, not unless you guys have got questions, I would also want to give the audit trainer like an hour to take you through what he shall be doing. And then we should be able to begin everything from scratch tomorrow. But I would want us to make a decision. Would you want these classes to be starting from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. or from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.? We must take that decision today. Yeah, thank you very much, Kevin. This is what we would advocate. We would want people to come and also have that audit experience. If you can be in our offices, I mean, that will be perfect. So we shall be able to give those two options. All right, 2 options. If you want to come to our offices like that. And then the other good thing is that we shall be able to absorb also most of you. After the 3 months are over, we should be able to absorb most of you to help us in our ad hoc jobs. CPA 2, Karanja, even if I want money, I would not really want to take you CPA 2. CPA 2, I don't want to take you. I'm really sorry. Wait for next semester. Because, you know, this is a mentorship program. When you are too young there, let me first of all mentor you how to pass CPA. You already have a CPA problem, Karanja. I'm sorry to tell you that. We don't want to give you another practical problem. I'm really, not unless you are doing like 1 refer. If you're doing 1 refer at CPA 2, then you have the time for this practical. Yeah. I'm sorry for being hard, but I mean, we have to put it the way it is. Right now, great. So Kevin, this question will be very well answered by the one and only Job Madede, whether we have a difference between external and the internal audit plans. Because once we give you our financial statements, you as an auditor, excuse me, can you plug this in for me? We have to go to the side. We shall overcome. So once in this case here, we have commissioned an auditor, then after signing the engagement letter, before you start testing controls and doing other things, I mean, would want you to have some plans, would want you to have, in this case here, some audit strategy. All right. So there are things that the audit teacher will be talking about, but I've also handled a lot of audit assignments. So I'll also be able to come and discuss about like the audit procedures, analytical procedures and inquiries, inspection of documents. We have observation of processes. We have recalculation, so many things. So we shall be able to have very good time. The only thing I want you to do for me, I would want you to look for Mwalimu, these advanced level students and students who have cleared, alumni who have cleared these CPAs to join this program, for this program here to be very, very viable. Remember, in total, you shall have 6 trainers. Doris is asking here, next time, doctor, please consider offering practical accounting training to people who would like to work in the NGO world. You see, this is very good. And I have a very good accountant here who works for a great NGO. All right. So we should be able to talk about, grants management. After you get these donations, how do you use IPSAS 23? How do you use IPSAS 9? NGO world is big in Excel. If you want to join NGO world, you must be very good in Excel. And remember, in the NGO world, there are no errors. Even if you get a 1.5 error, that has to be explained. Otherwise, the donors will not continue giving you money. All right. You know, NGO accountants are serious. You'll be surprised. I've ever worked for an NGO, one of these top UN NGOs. So I know what happens there. Of course, I can't teach that one, but you shall be able to partner with great people, Will there be online videos to watch maybe later? Yes. We always record all our classes, Mayeye. We always record all our classes. So that difference between internal audit plan and external audit plan, that will be answered by my colleague. So I don't know whether my colleague is around. Otherwise, from me to you, ladies and gentlemen, is just to say bye-bye and welcome all of you to this practical accountancy, practical audit sessions here. Let me just get in touch with Bwana Madede. Just a minute. I hope, Job, you are the one who is going by the name admin. Yeah, the fees can be paid in installments. The 16,000, you can decide to pay it in 2 equal, or at the very worst, 3 equal installments. 3 equal installments. All right. So, Bwana Madede, I know you could not be having the same background like the one that I have. You see, I'm doing very well here. But are you able to put on your camera, Bwana Madede? And I can't hear you at all. Yeah, now I can agree. You have a very beautiful back, actually better than mine. But you see, mine is awkward. Awkward is very good. All right. And gentlemen, I would want to take this opportunity to welcome Job Madede. He's a person that I taught long time ago. He'll be one of the trainers. We shall be able to give you other trainers to complement this team. And of course, we shall be giving you, ladies and gentlemen, we'd want to give you the very best. You'll be surprised. So before I bring you on board, is recommendations offered to someone who is in Rwanda as an experience. I don't want to sell hot air. What we are giving you here is a recommendation from 𝐨𝐼R & Company, which is a certified public accounting firm in Kenya. So, you know, the systems are the same. I've been in Rwanda, and I know you guys are using IFRS, but I don't know whether that experience will be accepted over there. So it is you to watch over. But what I know, we have so many students coming from Rwanda who are studying with us. So it will be upon you now to make a decision. Otherwise, CPA Madede, the floor is yours, and please, you can start off, or you simply give them an introduction, but most importantly, encourage these guys here to register in numbers, because we are giving them in total 6 trainers. With 30 students, we shall make a very big loss. But I know with my students, they have never let me down. They shall be able to get out of their way to really be a blessing to us. Otherwise, thank you very much. The floor is yours, Madede, and I don't think I'll be able to come back to you. Just in case, you will be able to need assistance of Mwalimu. My personal number is 0721 620 183. Otherwise, see you in my tomorrow's first session. It's from tomorrow. We shall start becoming serious. Today, basically, is to get to know each other, and that is it. Even Job, I think he'll spend like an hour here. Otherwise, thank you very much. CPA Madede, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Daktari. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to this platform. We have designed this platform for the purposes of building practical accountants, building practical internal auditors, and also building practical external auditors. So I will handle much of the sessions of audit. That's both internal and external. And I'm hoping that we shall have huge numbers that will join in, so that we can leverage on the numbers to be also able to build a good team at the end of this training. Now, audit is a good place to be it internal audit or be it external audit. And with my experience that I've had in audit, both internal and external, I will use my practical experience in the industry of audit to be able to pour out my knowledge and wisdom to you people to prepare you on how to become real auditors in this industry. So we will be able to separate between external audit, and we'll also be able to and internal audit. And even as far as external audit is concerned or internal audit is concerned, we'll be able to zero down to the respective relevant industry that one can be. And what we'll understand is that if you are in the private sector, you are in the public sector, you could be in a school, you could be running your own institution, audit is necessary, be it internal or be it external. So we'll be dwelling on issues of, if it is external audit, we'll be dwelling on how do we do our audit plan. And using a practical case study, can we be able to do an audit plan as we are? So in this perspective, I will put myself in the shoe of an audit manager, and I will put you friends in the shoes of audit assistants. Because normally when we are doing our audit, if it's external audit, you realize much of the planning is done at the management level. Much of the planning is done at the managerial level. That is supervisors, managers, and partners level. Why? Because that is where audit is. So I will be working with you friends. If we have a case study, if we have a model, I work with you, I put myself in the shoes of an audit manager, and I put you people in the shoes of audit assistants. So that on every engagement that we do, if it is online through case studies, you can see what I do, you can see how I'm doing it, and you can also be able to come in and help me through the answers that I'll be posing. And that is not enough. For those that will have select time, maybe to come to our office, we can have an opportunity to work together through an audit of a client, so that it's not just what we have done online, but if you have an opportunity to be in class, just the way Dr. had said that we can absorb some to help us in the rounding 1, 2, we can work with you at a client's place and you see how audit is done. And when we work with you to a client's place, we still work with you as an audit assistant, so that you are hands-on, you can see how it is done. Likewise, if we are building internal auditors, we'll still work with you to see how we do our internal audit where our clients are. So there are those that we shall be able to be doing online together, but for those that will have the opportunity again to accompany us in the office, we can still work with you to be able to see how do we do this internal audit even at client's place, so that whatever we are transferring online practically should be the same with even if you came to the office and you saw how we are operating. That is how our audit will be, both internal and external. Now, Kevin had asked a question that is it possible that our external audit plan is different from our internal audit plan? The answer is yes. The difference between internal audit and external audit is so huge. But unless you have been guided through, unless you've worked with those who are able to understand, you cannot be able to distinguish between internal audit and external audit. For instance, I'll just give one difference. that internal audit is performed based on the international standards on audit. That's the guideline. However, Kevin, when we are doing our internal audit, we do it based on a framework, which we normally call the IPPF framework. So that tells you that IPPF framework and ESAS being different, then our plan has also to be different. So these are issues that we'll be going through. So that if you are an internal auditor, we can guide you and say, how will you do your audit plan? How do you do your work? And if you are an external auditor, how do you do your plan? And how do you do your work? This will be an exciting journey for the weeks, for the 3 months that we'll be together. That at the end of the day, we will be seeing ourselves producing people who fit in the industry, be it public and be it private. That is our intention for the entire project. So we'll not just be handling audits, per se internal and external. Their levels will also deal with tax issues because we want to build all round people who can be able to handle audit, both internal and external, people who can be able to handle tax issues, and people even who can be able to stand on their own as senior accountants, as chief accountants, and even as chief finance officers. That's why we have the need for this platform. So on this platform, I will be bringing an experience of 20 years in audit, both internal and external, tax and accountancy. And as I've said, we'll be pouring ourselves wholeheartedly to you people, everything that we have to make sure that at the end of the 3 months, if you are invited for an interview in an audit firm, you will fit and execute. If you are invited in an interview for internal audit, you will fit and execute. And if you're invited also for the position of an accountant, you will still fit and execute. That's why we are here. So the 3 months is an asset to us. It's an asset to you that you will live a different person. Is there any question that someone would want me to answer? Because today we are just giving an introduction of what we are going to handle and our end results at the end of the 3 months. Is there anybody with a question that maybe you would want me to answer? The only question I had is what Kelvin asked about if there's a difference between external audit plan and internal audit plan. And indeed, there is a huge one. Any other question? Prosper, thank you. You're talking of recommendations. I've had a privilege to work in Kigali, so we can exchange further. Anybody who would want to know more about our program? Because today was just introduction as we wait for it tomorrow. All right. FCPA, Isaac, you are saying yes. Some of us are waiting for DPA results and then we join. But at the level of DPA, you are almost done. If you engaged Daktari, I think you are in the right forum. At the level of DPA, you are done. So if you engage Daktari, I believe you are in the right forum. And especially that you are waiting for the results. Because what happens if the results comes out and FCPA, Isaac, you realize you passed, then you'll find that this should have been the right forum for you to be. Kipkemboi, you're asking if this is class for only CPF finalists. Kipkemboi, we would love to be helpful. Why? We would love to be helpful because some of the issues that we'll be discussing here need advanced levels of CPA, need advanced tax, need advanced audit, need advanced financial accounting. But if you are still struggling on the basics of double entry at ATC level, then this program will not help. Yes, we need money. but we need to get money and add value to you. All right. 𝐶𝐫𝐞𝐬 in advanced level, that is okay. Advanced level, that is fine. Advanced level, that is fine. Odeko, you're asking, when conducting internal audit, now, is it a must you test for materiality level? Now, Odeko, the question you are asking me, if I answer it directly, I will be misleading you. Because the question you're asking me tells me there is a problem at your end. And that problem is the one that needs to be unlocked. I can tell you where the problem is. The problem is you do not understand what internal audit is. So what I will help you to understand as we begin this session, I'll be able to help you understand what internal audit is and how do we carry out internal audit. And at the end of the day, I will ask you the same question, Mr. Ndeko. Is it a must for us to do materiality levels? And you will give me an answer. Elisha, you are saying, I hope this will be very effective compared to the previous bookkeeping in terms of class arrangements. I don't understand what you mean by class arrangements. Maybe if you could expound for us to understand what you mean by class arrangements. However, from our preparation from our end, we have very many people will be taking us through in this period of 3 months. That's why Dr. said, we have even professionals from the NGO world. We have professionals from purely tax perspective. We have professionals that will only be handling, for example, internal audit and external audit, and those that will be handling accountancy. So you will not just meet one person taking you through everything. We have picked people from different environment, different industries to blend and give us what we need. Is there any other question? Because we were to take this 1 hour for the purposes of introduction and setting the stage for tomorrow. But what I'm sure of, when I look at the people that have come on board to be able to handle the masterclass training, I'm sure that at the end of the day, we will be different in terms of capacity. As Dr. had said, jobs are there, they are looking for capacity. And that's what we are looking forward to instill. Will we learn how to come up with notes to the financials? Emma, not just notes to the financial statement, but preparation of an entire financial statement fully in compliance with IFRSs. If it is private limited, if it is in the private sector or in the public sector profit making, we'll also have an opportunity for us to be able to take our masterclass students through how do you prepare a financial statement to be compliant to IPSAS. Full-fledged. That is what we'll be doing. So we are going to cut across the board. We'll not leave anything unhandled. I hope, Emma, I have answered you well. Yes. If there's any other question, I can be able to answer. If there is any other question, I can be able to answer. Do we have? All right. I want to assume that we are good to go. I'm higher auditing of different industries, each hospitality. For instance, what are the key components? Yes, I'm higher. What I will be taking you people through in external audit is to feed you with the principle. You know, if I tell you take 1 + 1, I will not help you. But I'll come on this platform to be able to give us the principle, to give us the board mass. With the board mass, even if addition is the last one and minus is the first one, you will first look for the brackets as the first one. So I will bring the board mass. My board mass will be able to help you audit hospitality, audit insurance, audit public sector, audit private sector. You will need to navigate around. You need the principle, which I'm calling the board mass, and that's what I will bring. All right, friends. Otherwise, I've taken the opportunity to introduce what will happen in the, will you also teach us on how to do management letter? Emma, relax, you are in safe hands. The end product of an audit, Emma, are two things: financial statement and management letter. Emma, I will be able to take us through how do we prepare a management letter, and not just that, Emma, but I will be able to take us through the board mass approach such that by the time you are done with your audit planning, your management letter is complete. We will get out of these issues of looking for management letter issues on this is not supported, this is not supported. No, we'll be looking for serious management letter issues, which at the end of your audit planning, your management letter is complete. The only thing remaining is to prepare financial statements. Even by the time you finish your audit planning, you know, do you expect a clean report or do you expect your report to be modified unless other factors come in? That's what we'll be doing. All right. So friends, I want to take this opportunity to tell you thank you so much. Aisha is asking currently the government of Kenya based on IPSAS. One, will you also go through that? Elisha, relax. You are in safe hands. Remember that even 3 days ago, the CES of Finance has already released a committee that is supposed to spearhead the transition from cash basis to accrual basis 2 or 3 days ago. That means even here we are going to prepare, we'll be doing audit based on IFRSs, audit based on IPSAS. We'll be able to tell you, why do we have public institutions still complying with IFRSs and not IPSAS? We'll still be able to tell you, when you audit a school, is the report the same as if you audit a hospital? Do they look the same? When you audit a tertiary institution like a polytechnic, a technical institute, is the financial statement of a technical institute the same like a hospital, the same like a school in Kenya? And I'm answering you no. So it means we'll need to take you through everything. That's why our audit will cut across. Lisha, hope I've taken you home. We'll do much will be done. Kindly, let's meet tomorrow and see where we start from. Tomorrow, we are starting on a serious note. We were just doing an introduction today. Then tomorrow we are starting. For those who are finalists of CPA, welcome. For those who have already completed, welcome. But if you have just started your CPA, please, we need money, but the money you give us must add value to you. In those who have started CPA, it will not be able to help you. Concentrate to finish CPA first. Otherwise, thank you so much. God bless you. See you tomorrow.